So in last sessions, we have seen what is Townsend theory of breakdown, what is primary ionization, what is secondary ionization. If you could remember this, we have already covered. And what are the different factors affecting on the breakdown? We have just taken competition also. We just talk this theory. Now, depending upon this theory, today we will derive Townsend breakdown criterion, or at least we will consider the half part of derivation, because I don't want to move fast because this is very important. Okay, so just I'm revising the concept how primary ionization takes place, and depending upon only considering primary ionization, we will just derive equation half part, and I would like to solve problem on that. And then in tomorrow's session, we will cover remaining part of the derivation, and then because some revision will be also there on first part, and then problem with primary and secondary ionization. Okay, so if you will see, because if I will take derivation continuously, immediately I can finish within half an hour. But what about understanding? Because based on this derivation, whole concept, second theory, drawbacks of Townsend theory, problems are required to solve. So let us move initially at least slowly. So we have considered Townsend's theory or ionization, how Townsend explain ionization takes place in the gap. So initial electron has to arrive in the gap. Initial electron has to arrive in the gap. Now, what are the reasons that this initiating electron or free ion will arrive in the gap? We have discussed many reasons. One is dust particle. Second is that some emission from cathode will also start. Cathode function or cathode emission. That may be start initially, okay? Not only in secondary ionization, but initially also, depending upon what is the media in this, how much means which gas is there, whether perfect insulating gas is there. Then initially it can start from cathode only, because cathode is a electrode, means it's a conducting material, and to drag electron from the conducting material is rather very easy than the insulating material, which is here gas. Now, another reason, we have seen ultraviolet radiation, sun rays, cosmic rays, illumination, because all these are rays, radiations, and radiations means the energy. And when energy will be given, somehow electron will be excited and will become available free. So our process starts with this free electron. So initially, if suppose there is only one electron, how many electron becomes up to it? So this electron or this ion might be dust particle. It will become negatively charged because cathode is negatively charged. And even if suppose dust particle is here and we are applying very high voltage to the electrode, so this dust particle will be dragged near to electrode surface due to force, electrostatic force. And when dust particle will come in the vicinity of cathode, it will become negatively charged. So I will say it is a free ion, free electron, okay, and which is very easily move through the gap, because there is no bounding to this dust particle or free ion or electron. And here is we are giving tremendous positive potential to the anode. So definitely force of attraction will be there between this free electron and this anode function. Okay, and anode, cathode, means you can see that. 1 minute, I will just give the charging to the laptop. Okay. So that is the case. Suppose if you'll consider this is the anode. So this anode is positively charged, and therefore attraction is there, force of attraction is there. This electron will start rushing towards the anode. Now during its journey, gas molecule is there, and inside gas positive charge is there and revolving electron are there. So it will collide with this revolving electron, and this electron will get higher energy, kinetic energy of this free electron, and it will be disloaded from its atomic structure. So one more electron will be there. So see, here one electron has become 2, 2 has become 4, 4 has become 8. Means electron multiplication takes place. So while deriving, these concepts are very important, because if I will consider only one electron in the gap, how many electrons will be there? 2 electrons will be there. But if I will be consider electrons 2, then definitely another electrons will be higher. So initiating electrons we will consider here. and that is primary ionization. Okay, but in secondary ionization, what happens with this positive ion? Positive ion will have bombardment on the cathode surface because cathode is negatively charged, and this positive ion impact will be there, and again electron will liberate from the cathode function. See, suppose if we'll consider this positive ion will attack on this and it will dislodge one electron. Now, whether I should consider only one free electron, then wrong. My calculations will be wrong, my derivation will be wrong. So, I have to consider free electron. I have to consider electrons liberated from the cathode, means secondary ionization. Okay, so that is the next part of the derivation. So, we have to consider initial electron. We have to consider electrons liberated due to secondary ionization, and then we have to move on for the number of total electrons. Now, our today's job is to find out electrons in the gap. How many electrons will be there? So, that is nothing but the breakdown equation. So, let us start with derivation. Take your notebook. Try to solve the steps yourself. Otherwise, try to understand and ask me the doubt. So, okay. So, today's session is factors affecting we have discussed. Okay. Townsend's current growth equation. So today's is Townsend's current growth equation. We have to see here. Okay. So Townsend's current growth equation. Now let us consider this same process. Okay. So we will consider at any distance x, let the number of electrons be nx. Now how I will start derivation? I will consider any point, arbitrary point. Okay. Which point? At a distance x. Now at a distance x, what I am assuming, let the number of electrons be nx. So this step you understood. I am starting, we will be starting at distance, any arbitrary distance x. So this is arbitrary point x at a distance x. So we are assuming here electrons are nx. Now, current is the rate of flow of electrons. You know what is the current definition? Current is the rate of flow of electrons. So, we will start with the electron equation. dnx will be equal to nx into alpha into dx. Now, how this equation has come? Very easily. So, if you can say, what is this alpha? Write down. Alpha is Townsend's primary ionization coefficient. And we have seen the definition, right? Alpha is Townsend's primary ionization coefficient. What we have considered alpha? We have considered alpha primary ionization. What primary ionization we have considered? Primary ionization is the process of liberating electrons from the gas molecule, liberating electrons from the gas molecule due to impact of free electrons with the gas molecule. Means collision is between free electron and the gas molecule. Collision is between free electrons and the gas molecule. While in the secondary ionization, collision is between the positive ion and the cathode. So that is the collision point. But what is the liberation? Liberation of electrons from the gas molecule. And while in the secondary ionization, electrons are liberated from the cathode surface. Okay, that definition so you have seen. So here primary ionization is the process of liberation of free electrons from the gas molecule due to the collision between free electron with the gas molecule. Now what is alpha? Alpha is Townsend's primary ionization coefficient. So what is alpha in the words? Alpha is number of electrons liberated by an electron. Number of electrons liberated by an electron. An electron means only one electron. If one electron collide with the gas molecule, then what are the number of electrons liberated from the gas molecule? To start with, we will consider only one. But in actual condition, practical conditions, it will be not one. It will be fraction of 0.3, 0.4, but you will find it difficulty to understand. So let us consider one electron has collided the gas molecule and it has liberated one electron. That is only we have considered in explanation. Now, it is the not complete definition. Complete definition is number of electrons liberated by an electron from the gas molecule when it travels unit distance, because one electron, free electron is traveling, it is colliding with the gas molecule. Again two electrons, again they will collide with the two gas molecule. So journey is towards anode, and how much is distance we don't know. Okay, so what are the number of electrons liberated by a single electron in a unit distance? Meaning is that if one free electron travels 1 unit distance, 1 centimeter or 1 mm, then how many electrons it will liberate? Now let us consider that one electron has traveled 1 unit distance and it has collided two gas molecule. So if it will collide with two gas molecule, one single electron will be liberating two electrons from the gas molecule, means here alpha will be 2. So, for 1 unit distance, number of electrons are liberated by alpha. So, what will be for distance dx? For distance dx will be alpha into dx. Understood? If only for distance, unit distance, number of electrons liberated are alpha, then for distance dx it will be alpha into dx. But that is by 1 electron. Alpha is by 1 electron. But how many electrons are there? Electrons are nx. We are assuming in initial electrons are nx. So, number of electrons liberated will be nx into alpha into dx. Understood this? Equal to nx into alpha into dx. Now, integrate it. Because always in mathematics we do very small incremental distance. Here I have shown big, but it will be very small incremental distance. And if I had to find out for whole this gap, I had to integrate it. So, where you have written alpha is Townsend's first ionization coefficient, which represents the number of electrons liberated by a free electron due to its collision with gas molecule per unit distance in the direction of field. Okay, it's very, very important. This in the direction of electric field is very important. Unit distance in the direction of electric field means from cathode to this anode. Now, it depends upon gas pressure P also, but here now we will not consider because alpha will depend upon gas pressure. Now, if you'll see this equation, this dnx upon nx, take this nx to the left hand side. Okay, it's very simple. Dnx upon dx will be equal to alpha into nx. Now, you will integrate this. So, let us integrate it. So integration of dnx will be equal to alpha into dx. Now alpha is constant because alpha is primary ionization coefficient constant for particular gas. Even if it will depend upon pressure, for particular condition it will be constant. We have to discuss many things, different factors affecting on this breakdown we have discussed. Then again we have to penetrate into the depth. We have to discuss what factors this alpha will depend, on what factors gamma secondary ionization coefficient will depend. Okay, number of things are dependent. So this derivation is very important to considering your concept. Now integration of dnx. Okay, integration of dnx. What will be that? So you can just see log. The integration of 1 1 into dx is log, a natural logarithm. So ln nx will be integration. Now as this alpha is a constant, it will be alpha x plus constant a. Okay, now our job is to find out this constant a. So in the gap in the gap we are considering at x is equal to 0. In the gap at x is equal to 0 means near the cathode, because our this gap is there, and we have considered some distance x, and we have considered number of electrons at the instant distance dx is equal to nx. So at this 0, x is equal to 0 means cathode. So let us consider nx will be equal to n0 suffix 0. Means it will be not 0 in the initial, it will be there, number of electrons near cathode will be there. So nx will be n0. Now substitute just value. So ln nx is what? Nx is n0. So ln n0. So we are substituting nx is equal to n0. Now alpha into x. What is x here? X is equal to 0 we have assumed. So x is 0. So alpha into x will be 0. So that will be 0 plus a. So a is equal to this. A is equal to this. Substitute this value. Substitute this value into this equation. Okay, this equation. So ln into nx will be equal to alpha x plus a means ln n0. Now, this n0 you bring it to the left hand side. So what will be that? Ln nx minus ln n0. And ln you take common. So it will be ln into bracket nx minus n0 will be equal to alpha x. Any doubt up to this? Understood or no? Ask the difficulty if you are not understanding any step. Okay. So here see. Logarithm, natural logarithm nx minus n0, and you know when it is minus it will be division. All logarithmic rules you have studied. So ln nx upon n0 will be equal to, now you are taking this log and then only this will be means what, division, then it will be e raised to x. So ln nx upon n0 will be e alpha x. So here again you will solve this ln nx upon n0 means you just take it logarithm again, then it will be only nx upon n0 will be equal to, means nx upon n0 will be e raised to alpha x. So nx will be n0 will come here. So nx is equal to n0 e raised to alpha x. So remember this equation, whatever equations are put up in bracket. This is from my book only I have taken, because again typing in PPT is very challenging task. So you can take my book also. I will be giving you the copy, soft copy also. So you can refer that, but all these explanations are not there. Okay. So you can just see how to write down and where to write down. So number of electrons reaching the anode will be x is equal to d. Because see, we have started at a distance x. And we assume number of electrons are nx. Then we assume here x is equal to 0 to find out constant A. Now our task is what will be number of electrons reaching the anode. So our x is d. Generally we just say gap distance is d. Okay. So our job is to find out gap distance d. So if nx is equal to n0 into alpha x, if you'll remember, then you can just write down number of electrons reaching the anode will be nd, because here x is d. So nd will be equal to n0 e raised to alpha x. Instead of x, that will be d. So this equation is standard. Actually, this is standard. Okay, what will the number of electrons reaching the cathode anode? It will be nd will be equal to n0 e raised to alpha d. Now this is basic equation, but this is only considering primary ionization. Sometimes it will be required to solve the problem. So you remember these both equations. Now, since average current in the gap is equal to number of electrons traveling per second. This is number of electrons we are talking. And we have to see current growth equation. So what is current? Current is number of electrons per unit time. So we have to divide by time for number of electrons. So here current will be nd upon time. What time will be, means in what time that electrons have crossed, divided is equal to n0 upon t into e raised to alpha d. So what is this? Number of electrons divided by time is current. So current reaching towards the anode id, or at a distance d we can see, will be equal to, what is this? This is n0. N0 is the number of electrons near the anode, cathode. That will be equal to I0 e raised to alpha. Remember this equation. Okay. Remember three equation for solve. We will solve problems in today's session. Now, where I0 is initial current at cathode. Okay. And e raised to alpha d is electron avalanche. We have studied this avalanche phenomenon. Now you observe this current growth equation. Current reaching towards the cathode is equal to anode current into e raised to alpha d. म्हणजे इथे current 1 ampere आहे. That is the meaning. If one current is there, What is the current here? Current is the exponential. This e raised to alpha d means exponential, means tremendously. If we'll see the graph, suppose the distance, then initially current will be 0 or some leakage current, and then immediately it will go on increasing, and like this it will increase. Exponential increase. Exponential increase. Why exponential? Electron avalanche. Electron avalanche means electron multiplication. And what is that? What is that? This is what? Multiplication. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So this is avalanche. So I have explained that process. Okay. So a current growth is exponential. Meaning is that even if we are saying it's a insulating current or insulating gas, insulating material, still current growth is exponential. And here there is reason why circuit breaker should trip. So as soon as current become only 1 ampere, circuit breaker should trip. If will not isolate high voltage supply, then exponential, I told you, current transformer wiring of college will go on, substation transformer of college will go up, because tremendous in kilo ampere, thousands of ampere current will increase. Even if gas material, because that gas is not now gas, insulating material has destructed and conducting material is there now. And what is the resistance? Only resistance of the electrode. And what will be the resistance of secondary winding of transformer? So this current growth equation you have to remember, because this term exponential, this term is explained. Electron avalanche is explained, but meaning is what? Meaning is that current growth equation, Townsend's current growth equation means it is increasing very fast. Okay, it is increasing very fast. Current is increasing very fast. And this equation we have to consider for finding breakdown equation of transformer in practical also. That's why I am linking theory with the practicals. Okay. So I is initial current at the cathode and E raised to alpha D is electron avalanche. Generally in oral exam it will be asked what is avalanche and how it takes place. You have to explain it. Okay. So these concepts are important from the oral point of view also. So it represents number of electrons produced by one electron traveling from cathode to anode. Or in simple word you can say electron avalanche is the multiplication of electrons. Okay. Now current growth equation with primary ionization. This is primary ionization, mind you. Only primary ionization. So very simple equation. Actually, this is not the fact. Equation will be very complex. Okay. So here this is we are considering only primary ionization. ID is equal to I0 e raised to alpha D. This equation is called as Townsend's current growth equation due to primary ionization coefficient alpha. Generally, derivation can be as only half part. So these steps are important. But where students do mistakes, if question comes, find out, derive Townsend's current growth equation and nothing is asked, only you will be doing this. So just remember, another further part is there with secondary ionization. Or mistake is, suppose question is that derive current growth equations considering secondary ionization process. Hmm? So you have to not to start with this equation. That is a mistake. Many times students start with this equation. Mind you, you have to start with the initial equations, do all these steps, and then you can get the marks. Because generally in the book it will be taken this part, because already these steps are given in the book. I will be also starting with the this equation tomorrow. Okay, but you should not miss all this part. So that is with current. Now, what are the drawbacks of this equation? So
Ma'am,
drawbacks of terms. Yes, yes, yes.
ma'am, screen sharing has stopped.
Are you doing calculations or no, students?